Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be about what airbrush I use for airbrushing my faux fur. I've had a few requests for this, so here it is. So I use an Iwater HPCH Highline, and this airbrush is mainly used for smaller details rather than larger work, and you can see what it looks like here, and it's kind of an advanced airbrush, and it's quite expensive. So you have the tip here, and it is a top pot, so it's a gravity feed with the lid at the top, and you can see how the paint feeds through the top, and it's not a large pot, so you won't have all that much paint in it. And this is the trigger, so you hold it down to release the paint, and you can just pull it back without holding it down to release just air. And we have at the back here, this little knob thing will control how far the trigger goes back, so really releases how much paint and air goes through it. So if you've closed it shut, the trigger won't pull back very far. As you can see there, it stops right at the beginning, and then once you rewind it again, it pulls back all the way. So I'm not highly knowledgeable on airbrushes, so I've only been using them for a short amount of time, so I'm just telling you what I know. This little knobby thing here is how much air flows out of the front of it, so you can turn it right low and pretty high when you want a smaller and bigger spread, so you can do finer details once the thing's lower. And you can see the front end comes off here, and it will expose the pin. You want to be careful of the pin that you don't bend it or anything, because then it will ruin your airbrush, but you can buy pins, I'm not sure where, but you can buy pins. Usually this gets clogged, and I know a lot of more advanced airbrush artists use the airbrush without the little tip on it, so just like that. And this is my other airbrush. It's just a cheap sort of airbrush that I use for sort of my bigger work. It's not a fantastic airbrush, so I just got it locally, and it again has the gravity feed top pot. The thing with this airbrush is it doesn't have all that many settings like the other one does, so as you can see, it doesn't have all the settings at the back and none of the airflow settings at the back, so it just pushes out the air, and you know, it's really good for larger jobs and stuff like that, and it doesn't really get clogged all that often. So this particular airbrush isn't very good for finer details, it's just good for covering a whole lot of area. Airbrushes aren't really that cheap though, so do consider that if you're going to buy one, that they're not cheap, and this is a cheaper version. And you can see the gravity feed is a little bit different from the Iwater one, but works the same way, and the pot is a tiny bit larger, and again the tip comes off and exposes the pin. And you know, you can work like that again. And the back end also screws off when you want to clean things, but I'll do another video of cleaning the pin and stuff, so keep an eye out for that one if you're having a little trouble like I was with the airflow out of my Iwater one. And this is the compressor that I use. It's a 40-litre tank. I got this one. It's not huge, but it is pretty large. It's just electric powered, so it's not petrol powered or anything, just electric powered. And you can see how it has the gauges on there, and you can control all of the air pressure and stuff, how much air you want to come out of your airbrush, and stuff like that, which is really handy to have something like that if you don't have an Iwater one like I have. So I managed to find an airbrush hose that connects straight to the compressor and straight to the airbrush, but if you can't find it, then you'll have to find an adapter for it, and you control the airflow using that red handle, and this little button here turns it on and off. You just pop it up and push it down to turn it on and off, if I can get it up. Struggle City. There we go. Up and down. So that's on off. So I usually keep it in the off when I'm not using the compressor, just so air doesn't come out, even though it shouldn't, but I just leave it in the off position. So I got this particular compressor because I wanted to do pressure casting in the future, and I needed something that reaches around 60 psi, so this is one for me. And finally, the most important thing is a respiratory mask. So you must wear one whenever you're airbrushing, because you don't want to breathe in any of those paint or whatever you're using particles. It's not good for you. So I have a 3M one. It's a heavy duty painting one specifically, and it has pods on the side which you can change the filters and stuff. So mine need to be changed now, but you definitely need to wear one of these. Alright, that's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was a little bit informative for you as well. We'll have some more coming up soon about airbrushes and stuff, so definitely check that out. If you have any requests, you can leave it in the comments down below. You can also check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Creatures of Nat, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!